It's Outside the Book, coming to you from the 2015 Southern Kentucky Book Fest. I'm your host, Barbara Deeb. We're joined now by author C.L. Parker. And C.L., we noticed that in a lot of your books, the word dirty comes up. They put you in the romance genre, but they also put you in the erotica?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Did you set out to be an author?
Actually, no, it just really sort of happened. It just fell into my lap. And I think that everything happens for a reason. And whatever it is that you're meant to do, no matter what path you're on, you're always going to find your way to what you were supposed to do. And it really just happened by accident. I never was an avid reader. I wasn't an avid writer in school. It just happened.
So you got to give us a little more of that backstory. I mean, it just happened. One day you just took your pen to paper, if you will, or got on your computer and decided, I'm going to put some words to the page.
What happened is that my sister, and I know this is so cheesy and it's like a cliche, but my sister was reading the Twilight Saga. And she said, you have to read these books. And I told her, I don't have time for that. I'm a full-time worker. I'm a single mom. I don't have time to read books. She said, just pick it up. And so it was the Thanksgiving holiday. And I thought, okay, I got a little bit of time. And I picked it up and I devoured it. Well, then I went in search because I was depressed when it was done. I went in search for more, and I happened upon a Twilight fan fiction. And I was like, yay, more of my characters. And they don't fade to black like the Twilight books do. And so while I was reading one, I kept thinking, well, this would have been better if this writer had done it this way or that way. And so then a story idea came into play for myself. And I asked my niece actually to write it. And I was sitting over her shoulder telling her, no, change that to this. No, have him say that. No, they have to say it this way. Until eventually she just took her laptop, put it in my lap and said, you do it. And then there you go.
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
Of course, the 50 Shades of Grey popularity certainly has not hurt this genre.
Right.
But it takes a certain savviness, if you will, because when you're trying to appeal to the masses, and you can't alienate them if it gets a little too dirty.
Right.
So how do you find that balance?
I think that it's really, society has changed in what they actually accept. They're calling the books mommy porn. I really think that what society will accept has changed. The society's not as reserved anymore. So when people read this, they really kind of think that it's hot if someone else is reading it, rather than that means that you're a bad person. So I just think it's become more acceptable. I mean, the truth of the matter is that we're all here because sex happened. And why should it be a dirty thing? Or, if it has a beautiful love story with it. If it's all sex, then that might be a different story. But when you have a beautiful love story that goes along with it, I think it's just different. And that's why they changed the way the book covers were, and now they're going back to the traditional romance because it's becoming more and more accepted.
So we've got to ask this question, don't we? Do you write from experience or imagination?
I get that question a lot. Because I am single, then on the dating scene, that's what I get from a lot of the men. So do you do all these things? I think it's just imagination. I'm a human being too. The thing is that the reason that romance is so popular with women is that I think that these romance books give them something that they are lacking in their own lives. That romance, that touch. When we are married or we're with someone for a long time, that spark kind of fizzles out a little bit. So we get that thing that we're craving through something, living through somebody else's fictional life. It's the same thing with me when I'm writing it. I see the picture, in my head. It plays just like a movie, and I just try to do the best that I can to relay that to the reader so that they can feel it and smell it and touch it and, just be there and live those lives along with the characters.
Vicariously.
So I'm writing what I want also.
I got you. C.L. Parker, you have a new book out. It's called?
Playing Dirty.
There you go. There's dirty again. Well, continued success to you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We've been talking with author C.L. Parker from the Southern Kentucky Book Fest.